Hello, what's going on, guys? GZTV back with another video, and in this video we are going to be talking about the 12th episode of Season 3 of The Walking Dead. Clear, very interesting episode, and I'm actually watching MLB, the wild card round. Thought I'd try something new, watch the playoffs a little bit, and then obviously at 6 when college football starts, I'll probably watch some college football. Tomorrow I'll probably mainly watch college football. MLB, I figured I'd watch a little bit of the playoffs, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday next week. We'll probably watch some playoffs, so that'll be lit. Anyways, we have Walking Dead. Let's get into it. Wish I could do my laundry, but people are so fucking irresponsible, and they don't realize they're in a public laundry room that, hey, let's leave our shit done for fucking 5 hours. Let's do it. Alright, let's get into the plot. That's my tangent for today. Going off on a tangent. My rant. Rick Grimes, his son Carl, and Michonne go on a scouting run to retrieve weapons in preparation for an impending attack by the governor, so they obviously know that the governor is imposing a threat on them. So they're going to get weapons, and they're going back to Rick and Carl's hometown because Rick knows some things. He's a police officer. He signed some permits for guns, and he figured they could just steal them from there. Carl privately expresses his reservations about the trustworthiness of Michonne. He's like, are we sure we can trust him? And I'm not taking word from a kid that's 13 years old? He's probably about 12, 13 years old at this point in the series. Maybe older, I don't know. They never really disclose his age to the audience. But yeah, he's like, I don't think we can trust her, Dad. And Rick as a leader, he's like, look, we have similar interests. I need to take her with me. We need as many people on our side as we possibly can in this fight. And I mean, if Michonne really expressed her feelings towards the governor to Rick, that'd clear the air completely. Along the way, the group passes a lone hitchhiker played by Russ Comengis. He's like a new character introduced, and as far as I'm concerned, that's probably the only time we'll ever get him in the story. He's kind of like an extra character, a side character, and they ignore his pleas to stop, and obviously they can't really trust anyone in a pandemic. It's understandable, but again, getting people on your side is really important. You have a town of a good 30 to 40 people to fight against, and all you have is, I can count them on my fingers damn near, Michonne, Carl, Rick, Merle. Dude, Herschel's not going to fight. Glenn, maybe Herschel. We'll put Herschel there. Herschel, you have Carol, you have, what's her name? What's the other? Beth. You have, what's the other girl's name? Maggie. That's about it. No, they don't have Axel. Axel died. That's about it. They have 9 people. Yeah, so Rick drives them to his hometown and finds that the sheriff's station has been cleared out of weapons, and we're going to soon figure out where those weapons went. Knowing he gave out several gun permits to local businesses, they go to the town center but find it booby-trapped. So obviously there's a lone survivor living there, and they have it trapped so no one can get in, and the walkers get stuck with the spears and shit, You guys have seen the show. A masked gunman from a roof demands they drop their weapons, but this leads to a gunfight. Rick's never going to give up to anybody. He's the leader of the group. He wants to show some dominance, so he fights against this gunman. Carl shoots the gunman's ballistic vest, knocking him unconscious, like a blunt force to the side here. It's pretty much like getting the shit punched out of you in your gut, and he but a way more force than that. Knocks him unconscious. They find he is Morgan Jones, the first person Rick met after waking from a coma following the apocalypse, the guy that kind of took him in. He had the son Dwayne. You guys remember this guy, and it's kind of a crazy revelation to figure out that Morgan Jones this whole time has been living in insanity and paranoia of the apocalypse. It was very interesting to see what his life is like since Rick left him. They take Morgan to his apartment, finding a large stash of guns and ammo, which he probably took from the police place. Rick could infer because he showed him the weapon locker and stuff at the police station. Rick sees a drawn map of the town created by Morgan, learning that his neighborhood has been burned out, so his house is non-existent. Carl he was asking his dad if he can go see the place, and obviously they can't do that, so yeah. Rick wants to stay until Morgan wakes, while Carl offers to search for supplies, including a crib for his infant sister Judith, kind of get supplies to care for the baby. They already have formula, now they need her to have, to be nurtured, in a little nursery thing, so she feels like she had a childhood, when really she probably isn't, given that there's an apocalypse impending. Rick agrees but insists Michonne go along with him, obviously, so Michonne can watch over him, and Michonne has really good survival skills, so she can help Rick get out of here out of the places unscathed. Carl walks past a baby store to Michonne's confusion and enters a cafe. She's like, look, there's the baby store right here, and he walks into the cafe, and we're going to find out soon why he walks into this cafe. He takes a picture off the wall of his family as a way to show Judith what her mother looked like, because obviously she's going to grow up without a mother, which is sad, but a lot of family members are being lost to this apocalypse, so it's nothing new. However, they arouse some walkers within the cafe, causing some trouble. Of course, Michonne pulls Carl out, but he drops the picture, so she has to go in and grab the picture, and Michonne, being the badass she is, does it with ease. Michonne returns inside and obtains the picture as well as a papier-mâché cat sculpture and reunites with Carl safely outside. Michonne showing some great character development in this episode. Showing like a soft side of her. Like, I like this cat. Like, it looks cool. It's beautiful. Like, we don't really associate the word beautiful with Michonne because she never uses those words. She's a very hard-headed, like, very macho woman, I guess. She's a very masculine woman. She has those traits. They return to the baby store to obtain the crib and other supplies. Meanwhile, Morgan wakes up and instinctively tries to stab at Rick before Rick calms him down. Obviously, Morgan's doing this to protect his place, where he has all these weapons, like, on lockdown. They both apologize for failing to keep in contact by walkie-talkie after Rick left, and at first Morgan's like, who the hell are you? Like, he didn't know who Rick was at first, and Rick had to remind him with the walkie-talkie. They're like, look, we were irresponsible. We didn't call each other by walkie-talkie, and we could have possibly reunited by then. Morgan mourns the loss of his son, Dwayne, when he was bitten by Morgan's undead wife, which he could not come to dispatch in time. Dwayne did not want to kill his mother, so he died by consequence, which is kind of it's a good way to go out, but he pretty much got killed by his own mother, so just a reanimated version. Since then, he has found a purpose by keeping the town center and nearby buildings clear of walkers to kind of protect what is his and what has been his for his entire life. Rick insists he come with him to the prison, but Morgan refuses, not wanting to watch everyone die. He doesn't want to keep watching people die. He wants to be a lone wolf for the time being during this apocalypse, so when he dies, he's going to be at peace. He does allow Rick to take some of his weapons, obviously, for a trade-off for not going with them. So, yeah, their mission was pretty successful, but as a viewer, I wish they would have took Morgan. That would have created some really cool storylines. Morgan could have had some great character development. Carl and Michonne return, and Carl apologizes to Morgan for shooting him, but Morgan tells him to never be sorry, kind of trying to teach him some lessons, some things he passed on to his own son. Rick, Carl, and Michonne gathered the offered weapons and depart. As they return to the vehicle, Carl confides to Rick that Michonne may be one of us, kind of taking a liking to Michonne during their adventure to get, like, the stuff for the baby. So, yeah, Michonne is starting to earn some trust from Rick off of that, so that's cool. Michonne later talks to Rick, informing him that she saw him talking with his dead wife, but admits she also used to have similar episodes in talking to her dead boyfriend. So we're kind of learning more stuff about Michonne. It's a great act in this episode, this final act, where she's talking to Rick about these things. As they drive back, they pass the corpse of the hitchhiker they had passed earlier, so obviously he died, which is unfortunate. They stop the car only to collect his backpack and then drive on, so kind of the greed of the people, the selfishness of these people is showing through. So yeah, that's interesting. Let's get to the reception of the episode. Clear was lauded by television critics, with many claiming it to be one of the best episodes of the series. I mean, I can agree. I think it's really cool that they stick to one location and they made it a really good episode, but at the same time, I'm not really sure about best episode of the series. AV Club called it the best episode of Season 3 by far, and possibly the best since the pilot. The hour has focus, and focus on a wonderful, wonderful thing. It's an A on the AV Club. IGN had some critics. It's a focused, highly emotional episode. Took Rick, Carl, and Michonne back to the beginning and into one of the best episodes yet. The character development of Michonne was great. I said that myself. It was a big relief to see Michonne come off to much better this episode than she has since her introduction. 9.5, 6 out of 10 on IGN. This episode brought all the show's magic back and what tense, creepy magic it is. So yeah, I'm out. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. GZTV. reviewing your favorite TV shows. No more for today, but actually, I'm going to talk for a little bit. Actually, tomorrow we are going to be doing like 3 reviews. I'm going to be watching I'm sorry I didn't get to watch Dahmer last night, and I'm not going to have an episode today, but I will watch an episode of Dahmer today and tomorrow night. So that's going to be good to kind of finish that series up. It's been a really fun journey to kind of get the realism of that situation, but obviously it's sad, but still. Also, Hellraiser. There's a Hulu exclusive movie of the remake of Hellraiser, so I'm going to be watching that tonight as well, and obviously Better Call Saul. We're going to be cycling between Better Call Saul and Walking Dead for the time being, but expect 3 videos tomorrow. Sunday probably 3 as well, because we are going to be talking about the weekly track roundup, and tomorrow in the afternoon sometime I will also have a Twitch stream reacting to the new music. It's going to be a fun time. Make sure you pop out. It's going to be cool.